Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Looking forward.
like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop. All throughout Braves country, pop that top! Your Atlanta Braves have won it all!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off for the Philadelphia Phillies and playing second base, Bryson Stott. 5 home runs, 39 RBI, 21 stolen bases, batting .244. Batting second, playing short, Trey Turner. 7 home runs, 23 RBI, 11 stolen bases, batting .340. Batting third, playing third, Alec Boehm. 11 home runs, 70 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .297. Batting cleanup, playing right field, it's Brandon Marsh. Captain Caveman has 7 home runs, 32 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .265. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Nick Castellanos. 12 home runs, 43 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .238. Playing first, batting sixth, Corey Clemens. 3 home runs, 10 RBI, batting .250. Batting seventh and playing left field, Whit Merrifield. 3 home runs, 10 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .189. Batting eighth and behind home plate, it's Garrett Stubbs. He has a .213 average, 1 home run, 6 RBI, 5 stolen bases. And batting ninth, center field, Johan Rojas. A .232 average, 2 home runs, 20 RBI, 16 stolen bases. On the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's Michael Mercado. He's 1-0 with a 1.5 ERA and a .67 whip. He's thrown 6 innings in 2 outings, 2 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, no home runs given up. He'll be going head-to-head with Ronaldo Lopez. Raylo is 6-2 with a 1.83 ERA and a 1.15 whip. 83 2/3 innings pitched, 87 strikeouts versus 65 hits, 31 walks, and 6 home runs served. Backing up Raylo in the bottom of the first inning for your Atlanta Braves, it's Kid Kelnick. Jared Kelnick will be patrolling center field with 9 home runs, 26 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .272. Batting second, playing second, Ozzie Albies. The Wiz has 8 home runs, 43 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .266. Batting third, playing third, Austin Riley. 11 home runs, 37 RBI, batting .253. Batting cleanup and playing first, it's Matt Olson. 12 home runs, 41 RBI, batting .239. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. The Big Zoo has 23 home runs, 72 RBI, a .298 average. Back behind home plate and batting sixth, it's Travis d'Arnaud. The retirement plan has a .240 average, 7 home runs, 25 RBI. Batting seventh, playing right, it's Adam Duvall. Duvey, 6 home runs, 21 RBI, batting .173. Batting eighth and playing short, Orlando Arcia. He's batting .209, 6 home runs, 23 RBI. And batting ninth and in left field, it's Eli White. The book of Eli is 0 for 7 on the year. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today, it's Mike Estabrook. Eric Backus will be at first, and Laz Diaz manning second. Down the third base line, it's Tripp Gibson. Game time temperatures at first pitch, 87 degrees. The wind blowing in from left center field at just 2 miles an hour. 17% chance of rain at first pitch. There is a chance of thunderstorms towards the end of the game. Atlanta Braves come in 48-39, 9 games over 500. 28-17 at home. The Philadelphia Phillies are 58-31, 25-17 on the road. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 165 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Phillies Game 3 of a 3-game set. It's the rubber match. Philly won the first game 8-6. Atlanta shut them down in game 2 5-1. We're sending Ray Lowe to the hill. We got the Ray Lowe sunshine emoji kicking in the chat. Warm up those chop arms, Country Club members. In Braves country, get your game face on. The last game at home before the All-Star break.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Good afternoon, Braves country. On a special Sunday broadcast, we're taking on the Philadelphia Phillies Game 3, the rubber match. I see the GOAT Country Club member in the chat. I see Mark Ricardo, Country Club member. Brian Andrews, Country Club member. We see Charlie Pittman, Country Club member. JC, Country Club member. Gary the Real McCoy, Country Club member. Brian Andrews. Nathaniel Brooks. I believe I got all the Country Club members also in Braves country. We see Underwater, Dave, Justin. We see Grandma King. We see Country Club member Edward Spry. We are just about set for, we see John. I believe that's everybody. If I missed it, and I do remember Ron Perrin. I feel like that's what goes on in the Braves dugout sometimes, John. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Let's get it. Your Atlanta Braves are wearing their home whites, their Sunday bests. Braves across the chest, tomahawk underneath, all in red outlined in navy. Blue ball caps, red bill, and we are just about set. Yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way, hard hit ball to the right side of the infield, backhanded by the Wiz. He will snag it, fires Stott out at first, and it's a nifty 4-3 put out to start the game.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
Philadelphia is wearing their traditional road grays. Philadelphia across the chest, red cap, white tee. First pitch on the way to Trey Turner. Is right there for a strike from Ray Lowe. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires, swung on, chopped foul down the line, 0-2. You missed it on the, not seeing it on the screen. If you're listening on radio, my pick to click today, we did not do a pregame show. My pick to click is Kid Kelnick taking the Braves to win this one 6-2. The 0-2 pitch, swing, chop, spit back up the middle, right to Ozzie Albies. He'll fire it over to first. And that is another 4-3 put out, 2 away. So 2 down. Quick going here in the first inning, 2 up, 2 down. They are hitting them hard. They just hit him right into the teeth of the defense. So hopefully we get that straightened out. Eventually those will start coming through. First pitch on the way to boom. That ball slapped on the ground, and that one's to Ozzie, and he'll flip it to Olsen. Ozzie goes 4-3, put out all 3 outs. Let's get it.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, beats me.
What's the sound nobody heard in a while?
Modern music is absolutely garbage. And I don't mean just hip-hop, but I mean country, rock and roll, classical, rap. It all sounds the same. It's not even about the body of work no more. You can be famous off of one single. I seen a TikToker the other day that became famous off of a song, and she announced that she was going on tour off of one song. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna repeat the same song for 2 hours? 80s and the 70s and the 60s. You could tell the difference between Johnny Cash and Ray Charles. Everyone is trying to transition into something. The talent doesn't exist anymore.
The Peaky Blinders emerged as a notorious street gang in Birmingham, England during the 1880s. Comprised mainly of young criminals from lower to middle-class backgrounds, the group engaged in a wide range of criminal activities, including robbery, violence, racketeering, illegal bookmaking, and gambling control. During that era, the name could stem from the gang's criminal tactics, as they were known to approach victims from behind and pull down their hats over their faces to prevent them from identifying their assailant.
Hey, does anybody else hit the lock button on their key fob 6 times in a row like it's going to make their car lock harder or something? Or is it just me?
There was a period when ball players were heroes, maybe for 100 years. And then there was a period when there was a lot of knocking down of heroes, of diminishing them. I hope we're reaching a period where we don't look up to the ball player or down at the ball player, but try to look at him levelly and see his gifts and his determination and his craftsmanship as heroic. But at the personal level, don't demand more of him than we do of people in our own family, ourselves, or our friends.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. They talked to A.J. Smith-Shawver today about his rehab assignment beginning. His first pitch on the way from Mercado. Lanky right-hander fires a 94-mile-an-hour fastball inside. It's 1-0. We have that interview for you, and we'll play it during one of the breaks. The 1-0. Down below the knees, ball 2, 2-0. If it's on a separate page. If I haven't played it by like the 4th inning, just remind me, because I'm in the habit of just grabbing the normal breaks. The 2-0 pitch, down and in, ball 3, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Kid Kelnick leading us off here. Bottom of the first, the 3-0, inside, ball 4. And Kid Kelnick grabs his first base of the game. Already halfway to a click, and that'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. Mercado, first time I've watched him pitch, 6'4", he looks taller. First pitch on the way to Ozzie, down and in, almost gets him on the foot, blocked by Stubbs, the hind catcher. Marchand getting the day off, keeps it in front of him to keep Kelnick safe by. It's 1-0. 6'4", 205-pounder out of Greensville, South Carolina. The 1-0 pitch, high and outside. Kelnick goes, and the throw goes into outfield, and he is safe. I think the throw would have beat him. He did not get a good jump. It would have been really close. I think they probably would have ended up getting him. But the ball hopped, and Turner could not snag it. He was trying to do a snap tag. So runner at second. Nobody out. Pitch on the way to Ozzie. Ball 3-3. Now, this is 7 consecutive balls by the right-hander. 6'4", 205. Drafted by the Rays in 2017. Played high school in San Diego, California. The 3-0. Right down the pipe for a strike. It's 3-1. Like I said, if you're listening on radio, don't have this paired up to your device to watch along and listen along. He looks like he's 6'6". He looks like a right-handed version of a young Chris Sale. The 3-1. High and out of the zone, ball 4. So Ozzie Albies looking on down to first. We've got first and second. Nobody out. They're going to go out there and talk to him. Phillies pitching coach out there, Caleb Cotham, is out there talking to him. While we do that, we're going to hit up one more turn back time from yesterday that we missed. We didn't get a chance to get to it, and it's such a good one, I don't want to overlook it. On yesterday's date, in 1986, at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, first baseman Bob Horner becomes the 11th major leaguer to hit 4 home runs in one game. The Braves lose the game 11-8, but Bob Horner smashes 4 home runs. 3 of them are solo shots. The Braves lose the game 11-8. It's hard to believe you get 4 home runs off of in one game and still lose the thing. I remember that game. It's probably why he became my favorite player as a kid, him and Murph. I was watching it at one of my uncle's house. The first pitch on the way to Austin Riley is up top. Up there, first strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. Sits, kicks, and fires. Swing! That ball's lifted high and out of play. 0-2. So an 0-2 count to Riley. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. We went out there to talk to the young right-hander. Remember, this is just his second start. 0-2 to the rake. Up top. Cutter misses. 1-2. What you'll see from the tall right-hander is a four-seam fastball and a cutter. He uses those to a combined 72% of the time. Also mix in a curve. The 1-2. Outside wide, cutter misses, 2-2. Every great once in a while, just to keep you honest, he does have a changeup. He only uses that about 2% of the time. So pretty much fastball, cutter, curveball. The 2-2 pitch. Swing! That ball's fisted foul over towards the first base side. We'll do it again, 2-2. That was the curveball that didn't curve. Braves need to pounce on this youngster early. Evidently, he's got pretty good stuff, but if you can get to a young pitcher early, you might be able to knock him out the box before he gets everything under control. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Riley out there watching the paint dry. My God. Swing the bat, son. It's the third time you've done that this series. He looked like he was starting to heat up, and now all of a sudden he's just sitting there. That pitch was a 50-50 pitch. If you're a Braves fan, you say, nah, that's off the plate. If you're a Philly fan, you say, no, it touched the black. Regardless, with 2 strikes, you got to swing, especially at a fastball. Matt Olson comes to the plate. Righty-lefty, first pitch on the way. He swings at a curveball in the dirt. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Olson batting .239. Someone's got to get these guys home. The 0-1 pitch. Inside. 1-1. The 1-1 count. First and second, both with speed. 1 out. The pitch to the ice house on the way. Swing! That ball's hammered foul, but backing out of play. 1-2. First and second, bottom of the first. The 1-2 pitch. High and out of the zone. Try to give him a chase that four-seamer. Ball 2-2. His fastball doesn't appear to have a lot of movement on it. I guess that's why he mixes that in the cutter in. Olson digs in the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt. That ball gets away. And them old boys are going to run from second to third and first to second. And we've got runners at second and third. 1 out. The go-ahead run 90 feet away. A fly ball will take the lead. The payoff pitch coming from Mercado. Swing! Pops it up. High in the sky. pretty shallow. I don't think that's going to score the runner. Making the catch is Captain Caveman. He'll fire it to the plate, and the runner stay put. That's not what you want. 2 away. The 2 down. Marcell Ozuna coming in at the number 5 slot. Just about the time you think that the Braves have done the right thing by putting Riley at 3rd and Marcell at 5th, Ozuna heats up and Riley's starting to cool off. So 1st and 2nd, 2 outs. It's going to take a base hit to score him now. The first pitch on the way. Ball gets away, but blocked by Stubbs. 1-0. Maybe we'll get a wild pitch, a gifted run here. The 1-0. Marcell batting .298, his 23rd home run last night, and 71st and 72nd RBI. He has a .950 OPS. The 1-0. Up top, misses 2-0. They could be pitching around him. Travis d'Arnaud stands on deck. I think if I'm Mercado, I don't want anything to do with Ozuna with 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs, but we'll see what happens here, Cotton. The 2-0. Top of the zone. Grabs a strike with the cutter, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Righty, pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball sliced foul down the line, 2-2. So he's pretty much seen all of his pitches. He saw 2 curves to start him off, a cutter, and then that was the 4-seamer. He does have that change that he throws, like I said, every great once in a while. The 2-2. In the dirt, blocked by Stubbs again. Ball 3-2. Probably not going to see another curveball because he's thrown those in the dirt. He may go to the change, see if Marcell will chase. But Marcell's got to be sitting on fastball and adjust to the cutter or else. Deuces wild. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch in the dirt. Ball 4. He throws another one in the dirt. And that'll load the bases for Travis d'Arnaud. Phillies are already on the horn trying to warm up the bullpen. This is the 27th pitch of day 4 Mercado. Braves have a golden opportunity here in the first inning. Like to see him cash in. Travis d'Arnaud stands in the first pitch. Swing! And that ball's hammered right at the shortstop Turner. So the first time he ever sees the kid, d'Arnaud swings at the very first pitch, and he out. We'll be back in a flash. Braves put him on, but can't get him in here in the first.
Boy math is when he complains that you take too long to get ready, but he spends an hour on the toilet pooing.
All right, Brian.
We've got an update on A.J. Smith-Shawver. He was asked about how his rehab was going along earlier today.
How would you describe just how you're feelings being back here?
It's good to be back, feeling good, just taking it kind of day by day, just making sure that we're checking all the boxes to make sure that we're doing it the right way. But it's good to be back. It's exciting to see all the guys again.
How would you describe just the process of getting back to this point, kind of what you've gone through with this journey?
It's just taking it day by day, a lot of communication, just seeing how you feel, and then just checking the boxes, bullpen, just making sure you feel good, just everything feels normal, just so you're putting the best product that I have out and not hurt or not as good.
I know it's not ideal to go through something like this, especially after the last outing that you had, but just in terms of mentally processing and working through, how can you build off of this just in terms of maturity and growth?
I think it's just taking a step back and realizing that you can't really change what happened, so you just got to go and attack and just try to make the best out of the situation that you were given. So for me, it's just really perfecting the craft, looking back and just making adjustments off what I was doing at the beginning of the year and trying to come back better.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves squash a golden opportunity in the first. d'Arnaud letting the rookie off the hook with bases loaded, nobody out, and he swings at the first pitch. Raylo goes back to work. First pitch on the way, 93 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Whoever we add at the trade deadline, I hope it's a couple of bats that know how to give professional at bats and know how to work the count, know why you do it at certain times. The 0-1 off the plate wide, 1-1. They put a Marcell Ozuna vote for the Big Bear All-Star shirt on that snit bear they've had in the dugout for the last couple of weeks. The 1-1, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. So 1-2 count. Hope somebody's guarding that thing. It seems like that's the type of thing is the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball, 1 away. That seems like the type of thing that either an opposing rival would try to go in the dugout to get, or maybe a fan would try to get a hold of, put on eBay. So 1 down, Raylo's first strikeout of the day. If you're just joining us, the first inning was 3 4-3 putouts. Ozzie to Olsen. One of them was scalded to start the game, and Ozzie did a nice pick to stop it. The 0-1 to Castellanos. Pitch, swung on, fouled straight back. It's 0-2. Castellanos and then Clemens, Rogers' son, on deck. If anything gets going, Whit Merrifield is batting 7th and playing left today. Stubbs is behind the plate and batting 8th, and Rojas winds us out at the bottom of the order, manning center field. The 0-2 to Castellanos. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider off the edge. 2 away. That was my best Brian Jordan impression. Slider! The slider from Strider. 2 down, and he will now face Merrifield. Righty-righty matchup. Well, they had Merrifield in the... I'm sorry, Clemens. I got ahead of myself. Face Clemens, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Clemens is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Raylo kicks. Curveball misses outside wide, 2-0. Grandma King says Apple TV sucks. That's random, but it is true. So the 2-0 count. Swing. Slices it foul down the line, 2-1. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Phillies went 3 up, 3 down in the first. The Braves had a golden opportunity with the bases loaded and got nothing. The 2-1 pitch. Outside wide, ball 3-1. As bad of an at-bat that was from d'Arnaud, it's really disappointing that your power hitting, cleanup hitting first baseman pops a weak fly ball into shallow right field. The 3-1 pitch, outside wide, ball 4. So Raylo walks his first batter of the game, the first base runner of the game. Perfect game broken up right there. One on, 2 outs, and now Merrifield will see the plate here in the second inning. First pitch on the way. Kicks and fires. Fastball right down the middle. It's 0-1. Merrifield batting 189 on the year. Talked about this a couple of games ago, but he at once was one of the top second baseman in all of baseball. The 0-1 slice down the right field line. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Hey, there's Jameson. I ain't seen Jameson in a while. The 0-2 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Hope everything's going all right with you, JT. The 0-2 in the dirt. Did he go around? He did not. He held up. Ball was in the dirt, but d'Arnaud did a good job of getting in front of it. That's the textbook that we've been talking about here for about the past week. d'Arnaud did what you're supposed to do, which is get your entire body in front of the ball instead of that backhanding nonsense that you see from some of these guys nowadays. The 1-2. Raylo comes set. They set up outside. Swung on. That ball is poked into right field, and it's down for a base hit. Here comes the throw from Duvall, but it's going to be late, as Clemens was gunning for third the moment that ball hit the bat. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Pretty smart at bat by Merrifield there. They've been aiming for the outer part of the plate, and he is known to throw that slider to try to finish you off. Man, I think if Riley's a little closer to the bag there, he's able to slap the heel of the runner and he would have been out, but he was too far away where he set up at. 2 outs. Stubbs comes to the plate. First pitch, swing, fouls it back. 4-seam fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Stubbs. Left-handed batter is batting .213 on the year. Raylo turns around, flips it over to first. Keep Merrifield close by. He will take off if given a chance. And, of course, with Travis behind the dish today, they will probably be running when given an opportunity. The 0-1 lets her rip. Swing, pops it up. But that will get out of play. Back behind home plate, 0-2. Garrett Stubbs started his career with Houston. He came over to Philadelphia last year as their backup catcher. JT Real Muto is on the IL. The 0-2 in the dirt. Good block by Travis. 1-2. Got a 1-2 count. Righty, lefty. Runner moves down to second on the play. The 1-2. High and out of the zone. 2-2. So Raylo working himself into trouble here. Nibbling around the edges to the number 8 hitter. With Merrifield going up to second on the ball in the dirt, a single would give him 2. The 2-2 from Raylo. He comes set, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Man, bullet dodge. Woo! Let's get out of this one, grab the bats, see if we can get Raylo some help here. It's 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second.
So I went to the trampoline park with my nephews, and someone's little cooter goblin there got me sick, okay? Little kids just be, hapoo, 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 and everywhere they got sticky booger-infested hands. I don't know how I didn't think that I was not going to get sick, but here we are.
Let's do this. Making your bed in the morning is pointless. I'd rather listen to people speak than listen to music. Concerts are a waste of money when you can just throw a party and play the song. Vanilla ice cream is the only ice cream you should eat. Colorado is better than New York. Vacationing from one big city to another just to see the sights is pointless, and you need to go soak up some nature for once. All food is breakfast food, and breakfast food is just food. Dating apps are not dating apps, they're cheating apps. Having a wedding outside of your hometown and making people travel is selfish. Brunch is a scam. Kids know their parents more than parents know their kids. If tomatoes are a fruit, then ketchup is jelly.
I fortunately have the objective perspective of a Yankee fan, and therefore I have come to understand Boston pain in a way, but it's different. There are kinds of pain. There's Chicago Cubs pain, which is never getting there at all. Boston Red Sox pain is very special. Boston Red Sox pain means getting to the very last inch again and again and again, and then missing it by that little hair. It's 1946 when Slaughter scores from first on a single. It's 1948 when there should have been a Subway Series here in Boston, but they lost a one-game playoff to Cleveland. It's the year of the Impossible Dream, 1967, when they get into the 7th game of the World Series, and nobody could beat Bob Gibson, not Lon Borg, on 2 days' rest. It's 1975, when after winning the greatest game in the history of baseball and Carlton Fisk's home run in the 12th, they blow it in the 7th game of the World Series. It's 1978, when Bucky Dent, of all people, hits a home run and wins the game for my guys in a single-game playoff. And it's 1986, quintessentially, of course, when the ball goes through Mr. Buckner's legs, though one shouldn't blame him because that was the end of a lot of disasters. It just goes on and on and on, the last inch and never consummation.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves grabbing the bats. Bottom of the order. Bottom of the barrel. Adam Duvall, Arcia, the Book of Eli. First pitch on the way is in the dirt, goes back to the backstop. Ricardo's back up for a second. His 29th pitch of the day, it's 1-0. The 1-0 kicks and fires high and out of the zone, 2-0. So Mercado looks like he's struggling with command once again. Got a 2-0 count. Lets her rip. High and inside once again. Ball 3-0. So either A, Mercado has zero control, or B, Duvall did something to his cornflakes this morning, because both of those were really high chin music. The 3-0 pitch, right there at the knees, 95, 3-1. The 3-1. On deck, Arcia. Pitch on the way to Duvall. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. Outer part of the zone, 3-2. The fact that he swung at that tells you that Duvall is struggling. You got a 3-1 count. Is a 3-2 pitch. Swing. That ball's lifted high and deep. Going back. On the track, is it fair? Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong. His 7th home run of the year. 22nd RBI, 402 happy feet. And finally, Mercado's wildness leads to an Atlanta Braves run. That pitch was right in his wheelhouse. What I was saying about that 3-1 pitch, that fastball came about letter high over the plate. You couldn't put on a tee better. Everybody knows that Adam Duvall's a high ball hitter. But the fact that Adam Duvall was swinging with a 3-1 count and a fastball away from him on the outer edge of the plate just tells you he is just struggling. But that one was laid in for him. Maybe that'll get him going. First pitch on the way to RC is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Someone needs to do something. Is the 1-0. Right there for a strike to Arcia, 1-1. Before we panic and bring Eddie Rosario back up. The 1-1. Swing! Slices it into the crowd, 1-2. A 1-2 count. If they were going to bring Eddie Rosario up as the 1-2 pitch, swung on, chopped over towards first, and that ball's going to get through the hole. Seeing eye single, hit them where they ain't. And they ain't overplaying second base like they used to. Orlando Arcia, good piece of hitting there. Man. He smoked that one into right field. But I would think if you're going to see Eddie Rosario, it would be tomorrow. First pitch on the way to Eli White is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. If they're going to go and grab him, we're going on a 7-day road trip out west. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it now. The 0-1, high and inside, 1-1. And I do feel like the Braves are going to try to pull some kind of a trade-off during the All-Star break. The 1-1. Kicks and fires. Check swing. Did he go around? He did. 1-2. So 1-2 count. Righty. Pitch to Eli. Up top. They're going to say that just missed. We'll take it 2-2. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. Arcia stands on first. Nobody out. Just put the ball in play, Eli. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, pops it up. We'll do it again. If he can get that ball just in play with his speed, he could cause some problems. Even if you have to switch out on a fielder's choice, put Eli at first, it's an advantage. The 2-2 swung on, chopped over towards third. That goes down the third base line. It ricochets off of Alec Boehm. And your Atlanta Braves, like we were talking about earlier, the bottom of the order really carrying this team. Infield single that just went doink off of Boehm. It was a high chopper. He was trying to grab it. Boehm really had no shot. Maybe to get RC at second, but I don't think he would have, because that ball was bending towards the foul territory. When he came up, he definitely is not getting Eli. And I think Arcia, even with as slow as he is, would have been safe. So first and second, nobody out. The Magic Kingdom stands on second. The Book of Eli at first. The first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss right down the pipe. Jerry Kelnick, it's 0-1. Kid Kelnick walked his first time up. The 0-1. Inside. 1-1. He walked the first time up and also stole a base. Left stranded at third. Is the 1-1 pitch. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Ding dong, that pitch is dead. A 3-run shot by Kid Kelnick, and your Atlanta Braves have 4 on the board. Arcia scores. Eli scores. Kid Kelnick scores. And it's a 4-0 lead. Here in the rubber match versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's get it, Kid Kelnick. Wow. Second high fastball that they pounded into the seats. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is swung on and chopped foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I think there's a good chance we're going to see Grant Holmes today. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back. 0-2. Now remember, the Braves, once again, do not have a day off till the All-Star break. All 5 of the games this week, y'all, Monday through Friday, it's 9:40 first pitch. So we'll be coming on the air about an hour before is the 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. Good take by Ozzie. Pre-game show will start 30 minutes before. Will be obviously on late nights this week is the 1-2 pitch. Swing! That ball sliced back foul. Do it again, 1-2. Then Saturday's game is a 7:15. I believe it's a Fox game, a 7:15 pitch. The 1-2. Swing! And that ball's lifted high, but not very deep. Into right field. Dying into the glove of Captain Caveman. 1 away. 1 down. And the rake comes to the plate. Want to see him get a base hit here. I don't want Riley to go spiraling into some kind of slump. The first pitch on the way. That ball's belted high and deep. If it's fair, is it fair? It's going to die into the glove of the left fielder, Merrifield. He got a lot of height on it, but it did not go far enough. right there at the warning track for a loud out number 2. Just got underneath that. Two down. Matt Olson comes to the plate. First pitch in. High and in. 1-0. Olson popped out in the first inning, the 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. Braves did not score they had runners on second and third and 1 out, and he failed to get the runner from third home. That's the bad news. The good news is he's batting in the second, the 2-0. Inside, almost gets him. Ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 count, and the Big Zoo stands on deck. Man, the Braves could really jump on them if they could get something, add a couple more here. The 3-0. Swing, and that ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a-ding-dong. His 13th home run of the year. 42nd RBI. 430 happy feet into the bullpen. Just past right field. The Braves bullpen doing the chop. And the ice house goes yard, baby. Am I dreaming? It's 5-0 Atlanta. That's it for Mercado. Mercado, well, I'm sure he'll have better days. The 25-year-old is done for the day. They'll go to the pen. Braves lead it 5-0.
Boy math is when he tells you he's 5 minutes away when actually he hasn't even left the house yet.
Okay, that time you mixed up boy math with urban math.
Dad, you have been wrong about everything.
What are you talking about?
Well, the girl I'm dating now, she admits when she's wrong, she tells me she's sorry, and she said she'll change for me.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Have you guys done anything you seen her without clothes on?
No. Why?
Yeah. You're dating a man. Women don't do those things.
I'm on my way to my sister's house. Why? Because she's hosting, calls it a potluck, which I thought meant marijuana and gambling, but it doesn't. It means she's cheap and we have to bring all the damn food. My other sister is going to show up with these things that I hate, her children. And there'll be other relatives that I'm not eager to see. My Uncle Ray will be there. Ray has always been the world to me. Round, gaseous, and polluted. My cousin Sheila will be there. Sheila likes to brag that she never got the COVID vaccine, she never got the booster, and she never got COVID, which is ironic because her nickname in high school was Super Spreader. Not looking forward to this.
In 1986, the Red Sox were in the World Series again, facing the New York Mets. It was the first time a team from Boston had played a team from New York in the series since 1912. When Fred Snodgrass's fielding error had given the championship to the Red Sox. The Red Sox took the first 2 games in New York, lost the next 2 in Boston, then won the 5th. They needed just one more win to clinch their first world championship since 1918.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna from Ruiz, who's in to pitch now. The big right-hander bends a curveball out of the zone. It's 1-0. Jose Ruiz, 6'1", 245. The 1-0. Down below the knees, over the plate, 2-0. 29-year-old is from Venezuela, played for the Padres, White Sox, and then joined the Phillies. The 2-0 swing, and that ball is lifted high into right field. Going back, making the catch is Brandon Marsh. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 5 on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
My money don't jiggle, however my thighs and my belly do, so there's that.
You decided to walk to the park with the kids, something you've never done before.
I like to see where we are as a group. And I'll be honest, we had a good start, organized. Even that surprised me.
And when did you first learn their legs were tired?
You know, I'm not a good judge of distance, but I can say we still could see the house.
Parent-teacher conference go well this week?
Yeah.
Is your kid eating the glue?
Just likes to use it as chapstick, which I think is better, but...
What's the overall feeling when crossing a fairly major intersection with two young children?
Fear.
And can you elaborate on
Look, I'll say this. Gentle parenting is off the table in that situation.
You really went after that Gatorade when you got home.
I packed 3 water bottles not knowing that my water bottle was to be a refill for theirs.
Did we see a bit of a limp out of the car?
Yeah, my legs fell asleep. 2 sessions I sat through, in a tiny chair at a tiny desk, with regular chairs in the rooms.
You ever had your heart broken so hard that you just enter your grandma era? I mean, like, I've always been in mine. This shirt makes me feel like I could do a puzzle or something.
If you find yourself having a bad day today, just remember this. There is somebody from your hometown still trying to be a rapper.
In Game 6 at Shea Stadium, the 2 teams fought through the 9th, with the score tied 3-3.
NBC had the World Series in 1986. It was my job to be in the Red Sox clubhouse after the 6th game. I went down at the end of the 8th inning. The score was tied, but I knew I had to be there quickly in case the game should suddenly end. So I watched the last couple of innings from the corner of the Red Sox dugout.
Aguilera brings it in to Henderson. Swinging a long one into left field. That ball might leave the park. It's a home run, and Boston leads here in the 10th inning.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 5-0. Braves come into today 9 behind the Phillies, but in the wild card race, is the first pitch on from Raylo, is a fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Rojas leads us off, and it's back to the top of the order, as the lineup will see Raylo for a 3rd time. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. San Diego Padres lost last night, so the Braves now have a 2-game lead, but a 5-game lead in the loss column over the Padres. That's key. Is the 1-1 right there for a strike at the knees on the inner cut. Rojas showed bunt, but it was really just kind of a show bunt. I mean, he didn't even hardly offer at her or pull it back. So a 1-2 count. Top of the 3rd, nobody on, nobody out. The pitch, swing, slice it foul. The Braves have a 2.5-game lead over St. Louis and a 3-game lead in the loss column. They have the number 3 spot. They're currently tied with Washington 2-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. The 1-2, down and away. Slider misses, 2-2. So oddly enough, we're pulling for Washington to beat St. Louis. Then on the outside looking in, the closest team to us, 5-game backs Arizona, who we'll see tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch swung on, banged on the ground to Arce. Arce's got it, fires it over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out, 1 away. Mets are also 5 behind us. Giants 5.5. Pittsburgh 6.5. And Cincinnati and the Nationals are 7 back of Atlanta. After that, it's over. The Cubs are hanging around, but they're pulling up the rear. 6 games out of the final slot is the first pitch from Raylo. Is a slider to Stott right there for a strike. It's 0-1. They're 6 games out, which is doable, but you have to leapfrog 7 teams to get into the wild card. The 0-1. Outside wide 1-1. It's not impossible, but you would have to get red hot to account for the fact that all these teams play each other, so somebody's got to win at some point. The 1-1 swung on, popped it up towards center field. Coming in, making a running catch is J.K. Kid Kelnick. The nifty running defensive play, 2 away. I think the die is cast. I would be absolutely shocked if Kelnick doesn't keep the leadoff spot when Michael Harris comes back. And that honestly is good news for Atlanta, because that's just going to extend our lineup. I think at that point you put Harris behind Ozuna when righties are on the mound. If the lefty's on the mound, you'd put the catcher back there Four-seam fastball, swing and a miss strike. Trey Turner, it's 0-1. Turner, 0 for 1. He hit a hard grounder in the first. Over to Ozzie. The 0-1. Slider in the dirt, 1-1. The lineup looks a lot better the moment that Harris gets back because you get rid of Eli or whoever you have hanging out in left field. Harris would come back to play center, and Kelnick would probably go to right and Duvall to left until they make a trade. The 1-1. Down and away. Did he go around? He did not. 2-1. Giants lead Cleveland 3-0, bottom of the third. Need Cleveland to come back and win that one. The 2-1 from Raylo. Pitch on the way. Swing. Slices it foul and out of play. 2-2. Lopez with 4 strikeouts on the day. His over-under was fairly low. I think it was... Jotted it down somewhere. It was 5.5. It's gettable, but he's got to get to getting. The 2-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. That's number 4. And Trey Turner's getting in the face of home plate umpire Mike Estabrook. That'll end the inning. See if he stays in the game. 3 up, 3 down, 5 in. The Braves lead it 5-0.
I'm mad. I have to go to work. I have to earn a living. I'd rather have a private income and get laid well and often.
Where do men find the audacity? I was in Walmart, okay, and I was shopping, and this man comes up to me, and he said, your dress, it's giving butter churning vibes. But, okay, just because you add vibes at the end of something don't mean it's any less insulting.
Audited? Why? What are you talking about? I'm not scamming the government, if that's what you're saying.
Your license plate says scamming.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Yes.
When your girlfriend asks who you're talking to on the phone, tell her a hooker. Amen.
What's that?
Eye cream.
From where?
From Paris.
How did you pay for it?
One of my credit cards is still working.
Oh, you're charging things to your credit card. I see. And how are you going to pay for it?
I don't think you understand. I already have it.
I watched Dave Henderson hit his home run, and the Red Sox tack on another run in the top of the 10th.
And look at this bench.
And with the score 5-3, I went back into their clubhouse. They had put the cellophane over each of the lockers in anticipation of the champagne spray. They had built the little podium from which to do the post-game interviews. The cameras and the cable and the microphones were all in place. The World Championship trophy was on a stand covered by a piece of cloth. Frail Mrs. Yawkey had been led in there, and she was standing next to the trophy, along with Commissioner Uberoth. And they were watching with me on a little monitor as the Mets came up to bat in the bottom of the 10th.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. For folks who may just be joining us, Atlanta Braves lead it 5-0. First pitch on the way to Travis d'Arnaud is a swing and a miss strike. Kind of a half-hearted swing on a curveball that was well out of the zone. It's 0-1. Believe it or not, Adam Duvall in the bottom of the order got it going today. Duvall hit a home run 402 feet into the left field seats. Is he 0-1, down and in, 1-1. Then Arcia poked one through the right side of the infield. The 1-1 swing. That ball's hit hard on the ground, right at and into the teeth of the defense. Turner's got it. Shortstop delivers it to first. 6-3 put out, 1 away. After that happened, Eli White got an infield single. So not two hard hit balls, but you had Arcia standing at second and Eli on first, and Kid Kelenic slammed one 427 feet towards the chop house into the bullpen. As the first pitch on the way to Duvall is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. That made it 4-0. A 3-run shot by Kelenic, and then Olsen hit a 430-foot bomb before the inning ended, making it 5-0. That's where we sit. The 0-1 to Duvall was down and low, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Righty. Did he go around? He did not. 2-1. Curveball missed off the edge. Duvall takes the 2-1 pitch, down and away, ball 3-1. Good 3-1 pitch. The infield is far back and to the left. Any kind of dribblers are going to get him on base. The 3-1 pitch. Swing! Slices it straight back. 3-2. Chase another one out there. Those outside fastballs to Duvall, I mean, normally those don't work out well for him. He's a guy that likes to pull the ball, stay center in. And on a 3-1 count, he should be making them pitch to him. That may have been ball 4. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. Over toward the right side, stumbling, and the ball's going to get through. A seeing eye single, a Texas blooper, a bleeder, whatever you want to call it. Bryson Stott was giving chase. I don't know if he would have caught it or not, but he stumbled at the end, making his chances pretty much nada. The right fielder, Marsh, was playing very deep, so he had no chance of getting to that ball. Adam Duvall, he'll take it. Chased it off the outer edge of the plate, but worked out for him. First pitch on the way to Arcia is rifled foul and out of play. It's 0-1. That was definitely ball 4 that he swung at, but he just got enough of it to get it over the infield. The 0-1, righty. Pitch. Inside, almost gets him. I mean, I hate to tell Arcia, but when you're hitting 212 and a 582 OPS, you let that ball get you. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, swung on. Baltimore chopper in between home and third, but it'll roll foul 1-2. On deck, Book of Eli in the hole. Kid Kelenic. If anything gets going here, Ozzie Albies will come to the plate. The 1-2. Lets her rip. Swing and a miss. Swung it. I mean, you got to be kidding me. 2 away. 2 down. That was like a wiffle ball swing. Once again, they got to get somebody who can hit right-handed pitching and leave Arcia for defense and starting against lefties. First pitch on the way to White is inside. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-0. Braves lead at 5-0, but still a long way to go here. You'd like to just tack a run on every once in a while to keep the pressure up. The 1-0. Swing. Chops it foul. 1-1. Longer this game goes and you can keep this lead up, a visiting team on getaway day, they're more likely to pack it in and just give at-bats away. The 1-1. Inside. 2-1. The 2-1 count. Runner at first. 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. That ball's chopped over towards first. Going to be an easy out for Clemens to step on the bag. That'll end the inning. We put one on, but that's about it. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 5-0.
Give me a phrase that somebody born after the year 2000 wouldn't understand.
Is it in the white pages or yellow pages?
You got to put it on channel 3.
Please don't text me. It costs me a dime every time.
Really took me off her top 8. Like, after everything we've been through, she's just gonna remove me from her top 8. Like we weren't ever friends.
Get off the internet. I need to call your grandmother.
Smoking or non-smoking?
What time is the movie? I don't know. Let's call and ask.
Oh no! If it's not working, you've just got to blow on it, right? Yeah. No. Pull it out, turn it upside down, and then just jam it back in there. That'll work.
The Cowboys are headed to the Super Bowl.
Can't really think of a phrase, but I can think of a noise.
Armchair.
Boston reliever Calvin Schiraldi needed just 3 outs to win the game. Veteran first baseman Bill Buckner, hobbled by leg injuries all year, was often replaced in late innings with a younger player. This time, manager John McNamara kept him in the game.
And the Mets are down to their last out.
I remember I was standing there thinking to myself, this is going to be the first ever interview in the wake of a Red Sox championship. There was no radio in 1918. There was no television, obviously. This is the first recorded moment after the Red Sox have won a world championship. So I'm thinking, how should that be summed up? What do you say to Mrs. Yawkey? What do you say to McNamara? What do you say to Boggs and Rice and Seaver and whomever else?
And Roger Clemens hoping for that last out. Lined into left field, base hit for Carter, and the Mets are still alive.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead it 5-0, top of the 4th inning. Saw a comment says, made me laugh. First pitch on the way from Lopez to Bohm is swung on, banged over to third. Riley's got it, fires it over to first. 5-3 put out, 1 away. Says, I honestly believe Harris' injury is worser than they thought. Well, I mean, if it's worser, I got to trust that statement. 1 down. Brandon Marsh coming to the plate. Righty lefty. Captain Caveman's 0 for 1. The first pitch, 95 up top. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Everything that they say about Harris, it makes it sound like he's coming back shortly after the All-Star break. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. Which when he first got hurt, we told you that. They were trying to guesstimate a timeline, and there was just no way. In theory, they could have rushed him back, and he could have probably been back this week. But what's the sense of that with the All-Star break coming up? The 2-0 right there at the knees. All right, they're going to call that a ball. Ball 3-0. 3-0 count to Marsh. Bad call by home plate umpire Esterbrook. He's had a pretty good game so far, so I won't kill him. 3-0 pitch. That one was at the knees. Missed it again. And he'll head on down to first. 1 on, 1 out. Righty-righty matchup. Nick Castellanos coming to the plate. 1 on, 1 out. We'll need a double play here to get out of this one. First pitch on the way is 97 up top inside. It's 1-0. So all of a sudden, Lopez having a hard time with the control. Still 6 frames left in this one. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. So 2-0 count. When you are trying to find the strike zone, you've thrown 5 consecutive balls. I don't know if the slider off the edge is the place to go on that one. 2-0 count. Travis sets up outside. Runner goes. They'll have it stolen on Travis with ease once again. Captain Caveman, who's not a great base runner. He's okay. But he stole that with ease. And they called another low pitch. My God. I mean, he's dotting the bottom of the zone, and they're not giving him the call. So yet another stolen base on Travis d'Arnaud. I haven't looked at the numbers. He's got to have one. He's got to be right there at the bottom of the league on defensive metrics, which means you can't really use him in the postseason, except for pinch hitting duties. The 3-0. Right there for the knees. 3-1. (3-1) to Castellanos. Braves lead by 5, but we're here just in the 4th inning. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2. And if he could get Castellanos here, this would be a big out, number 2. Cleveland has put 2 on the board. They're threatening still. It's 3-2 San Francisco. Need all of these National League wildcard teams to lose. The payoff pitch from Raylo comes set, lifts the red glove, and deals. Swing, slices it foul. Fastball on the inner cut up top. We'll do it again. Braves 5, Phillies nothing. Raylo at his 52nd pitch of the afternoon. Kicks and deals. Swung on that that fastball sliced foul and out of play. 3-2. So he's definitely behind on that fastball. The question is, do you speed up his bat and try to go to that slider, risk missing the zone, or do you keep trying to pound that fastball? The 3-2 pitch. Outside wide again. Swing and just drags it foul. That was the slider. It was a little bit out of the zone, but Castellanos chased. Braves 5, Phillies nothing, top 4. Runner at second, 1 out. The payoff pitch from Raylo. Kicks and deals. Down and away, ball 4. So they went to that slider again, and after seeing it a second time in a row, he was able to hold off. And Castellanos goes down to first. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Be a perfect time for someone to go out there and talk to Raylo, but we know that won't happen. So that'll bring the left-handed bat of Clemens to the plate, Cody Clemens. First pitch, swung on, hit hard on the ground to Olsen. Olsen's got it, fires it to second, and he's going to have to, Arcia's going to have to stick that ball in his back pocket. Marsh goes from second to third. Arcia's saying something to the umpire. I don't know what he was saying. But there was no way. As soon as he got the ball out of his glove, the runner was crossing the bag. So there was no sense in throwing it. So good, smart play by Arcia. A lot of shortstops would have fired that ball anyways. He was trying to dig the runner at third, see if he may go around and try to score. But Marsh was staying put. So runners on the corners, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, swung on, fouled out of play by Merrifield. It's 0-1. Merrifield singled to right field his first time up. The 0-1. Righty, kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it away, 0-2. 96 on the black out there. So he's got Merrifield in an 0-2 hold. You think he'll probably dial up the slider. Of course, if I'm thinking that and you're thinking that, then he's probably thinking that. Braves infield is back and to the right. The problems keep going out there to the right. That's how he got his single the first time. Just poked a slider out there. The 0-2. Swung on, chopped over towards second. They went with the fastball, and Ozzie Albies makes the play. 4-3 putout. That'll end the inning. So the Phillies threaten, but we keep them off the board, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Let's get some insurance, y'all.
Say what you want, but I'm a blue-collar queen through and through, y'all. Through and through. Serving mashed potatoes 1 plate at a time. Someone had to step to the front lines and do it. That was me. That was me.
Y'all, my wife asked me how I managed to stay with her for 16 years. I told her she got enough personalities to keep me occupied for another 20.
That's it. I'm elevating us to threat level yellow. It's time.
Yellow?
Yeah, it's time.
What were we before?
Orange, of course.
Orange is much more threatening than yellow.
No, that's an old system that doesn't work anymore. Clearly, yellow Yellow is more
orange,
threatening than
the
orange.
red.
Would you
Orange,
see this?
red.
This is yellow.
Red,
You see
red.
this? Is that more threatening?
Yellow,
Huh?
orange, red. It's backwards going to yellow.
Wow.
Color
fight.
And now suddenly with 2 out in the 10th inning, the tying runs are aboard, and Ray Knight will be the batter. And that's going to be hit into center field, base hit. Here comes Carter to score, and the tying run is at third in Kevin Mitchell. And John McNamara goes to the mound. Said he wants Bob Stanley to pitch to Mookie Wilson.
And I remember I said to the people in the truck, what happens if they tie the game? And they said, you get the hell out of there as fast as you possibly can.
2 out in the 10th, 5-4 Red Sox, 2-2 to Mookie Wilson. And it's going to go to the backstop. Here comes Mitchell to score the tying run. Oh, brother. So the winning run is at second base with 2 out, 3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
It was surreal. At this point, the cellophane comes off. They start backing the cameras out, and I'm watching over my shoulder as Wilson hits the ground ball through Buckner's legs. You have never seen so much equipment and so many people disappear from one place so fast. Before the Red Sox could come out of the visitors' dugout and down the tunnel and into the room, all traces of the preparation for a championship had been removed.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. They're going to bring the left-hander Matt Strom out of the pen to face Kid Kelnick. First pitch on the way is a slider. Right there for a strike, about belt high. It's 0-1. Kelnick with a 3-run home run his last time up. You know who's cussing the most about this? It's not Phillies fans right now. It's Mets fans. They drafted Kid Kelnick to get Edwin Diaz, who's making $100 million over 5 years, got busted for cheating, and missed a year with injury. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. The 1-1 count. So if you keep it in that perspective, Phillies fans, it's really not that bad of a thing. The 1-1, kicks and fires, swing and a miss. That was an awkward swing at the top of the zone. 1-2. Matt Strom, lanky left-hander coming in. 32 years old out of West Fargo, North Dakota. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. 94 on the edge. Kelnick doesn't like it, but once again, and this comes down to all hitting, the entire hitting coach staff. I mean, they're not making having the necessary conversations with these guys. Says, hey, with 2 strikes, you cannot be that passive. With all the different stuff with the StatCast and everything, you don't get a Wade Boggs type of strike zone anymore, even if you are having a good year. First pitch to Ozzie, misses outside. It's 1-0. There's 3 people you can point at with this. You may not like the answers. The 1-0 popped up high down the right field line, bends out of play, 1-1. Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach, obviously. He would be number 1 with the bullet. Bobby Magallanes, the assistant hitting coach. I don't know how much input he has. And then the hitting consultant, as they call him, Chipper Jones. But he's usually out hunting and fishing, so I don't think he's doing anything. He's just drawing a paycheck, waving to the fans. The 1-1 pitch, swing, pops it up, high in the sky, into right field, making the catch. Captain Caveman 2 away. So 2 down. And from my understanding, the only time Chipper's ever seen is at home games, and he's not there as much as you would think he would be. It was really just a lifetime achievement job. Austin Riley comes to the plate. First pitch on the way, high and inside. Cutter, it's 1-0. And to be fair, he probably doesn't want to do too much tinkering because he probably feels like he'd be stepping on the shoes of Seitzer, the hitting coach. But over and over again, you see the Braves batters, the 1-0. Swing, and that ball's lifted high into left field, but not deep enough. Got it on the end of the bat, and it dives into the glove of Merrifield in left to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 5th, leading 5-0.
Am I the only person that feels like they're being held hostage driving behind a school bus? Because, like, why, bro? I'm not following you to the school. Why are you holding me hostage back here? I can't even go around you because you got that big blinky stop signs, bro. Why? And, like, I get it. You got to pick up the crotch goblins, but, like, after this group, can you please pull to the side of the road and let the 9,342 cars that have accumulated over the last 3 bus stops pass you? They will literally burn rubber passing you. And seriously. And I know you're thinking, what about the kids? Let them walk. You know what I mean? It'll probably do the kids some good. Though you burn off some of that excess energy and probably act right in school. Who knows? Either way, it's a win-win. You get no buses on the routes and kids act better.
If one picture is worth 1,000 words, you have seen about 1,000,000 words. But more than that, you have seen an absolutely bizarre finish to Game 6 of the 1986 World Series. The Mets are not only alive, they are well, and they will play the Red Sox in Game 7 tomorrow.
2 days later, the Mets won the championship 8-5.
I wouldn't even watch the 7th game. I knew it was over, and it didn't even matter to me. Even if they'd won, somehow they had lost in '86. And my kids, however, who were then 7 and 8 years old, were big fans, and they were incomprehensible that I wasn't watching the game. So they, of course, were watching it, and I let them call into me only when the Red Sox were winning. Then, of course, by the 6th inning, when the Mets caught up, they were tied and losing, and so I didn't hear any more of it until the end. When they came in to tell me that the Red Sox had lost, I surprisingly started crying. I didn't expect to, because I thought I was preventing myself from caring about it. And these little kids said to me, "Mom, it's all right. They'll win next year." And I remember thinking, oh my God, these kids don't know yet that they haven't won since 1918, and I can't tell them that. And I had this terrible feeling of wisdom that I did not want to impart to the kids.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-0, top of the 5th. First pitch on the way from Raylos, 94 outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Right there on the edge for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Time is being called by Stubbs. He'll step out of the batter's box. Righty, lefty. Infield is back and to the right. The pitch. High and inside. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. 95 misses outside wide. Ball 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Kicks and fires right there at the knees. Full count. The payoff pitch. Chop foul. Looked like the curveball bended on the outside of zone. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. So a 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing on. Just got a piece of that. We'll do it again. I got the Bob Gibson book couple weeks ago. I haven't had time to reread it, but I am planning on doing that. 3-2 pitch, swung on, pops it up, high and out of the zone. He chased it and fouled it into the seats. We'll do it again. Yeah, so the tumblers, what we're looking at with the way they have it set up is the payoff pitch. Swung on. That ball's dragged foul towards the first base dugout. They're not allowing us to put a direct link, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put it's in the chat. I mean, it's on the page, but I'll put our email address up to get the cups that we have. Is the payoff pitch. Swung on, that ball's belted high into center field, right center field. Coming in, making the catch is Kid Kelnick, one away. And if you want one, we'll just have you Cash App us. We're looking at trying to find an actual site, but we do have a handful already ready to roll. So if you want one, we'll do it like that and then go from there. They have a really screwy way that they're doing it. And when they first told us about putting a store up, they made it sound like it was going to be a direct link and we would be in charge. And then all of a sudden, in the last month, they have outsourced it. Is the first pitch on the way. Four-seam fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. And there's no real reason to go through them when we can find a different website to just put up in the chat. So that's what we're going to do. But for those that actually want them, I'll put the email up in the chat here in a second. And if you want it, we'll send you the Cash App link, and then we'll just mail it to you. The 0-1 from Raylo. Swing, fouls it back. 96 miles an hour, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Yeah, I feel like they pulled a bait and switch because when we first got the first thing sent to us telling us that we could start a shop, there was no talk about any of these outside providers. And now is the 0-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Fastball right down the pipe. Man, that just froze him. He couldn't get the bat off his shoulders to away. Must have been looking for the sliders, the only thing I can figure. But back to the cup situation, they made it appear that you were going to be able to just put stuff up in the shop, put pictures of it, put a link, and go from there. And now all of a sudden when you go in to set it up, they have 4 different companies. I'm not familiar with these companies where you put their stuff in and go through them. So we're going to look at it, all the options during the All-Star break. But as of right now, we've got a handful of these cups already ready to roll. So if anybody wants it, I'll put the link up here in a second. The 0-1, chop foul, back behind home plate, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty, lefty. Lopez comes set, the pitch. Swung on, swatted back behind home plate. We'll do it again. Raylo, by the way, is at 74 pitches. I would think he would go back out for the 6th. I don't know how high they'll push him, even if he has quick innings past the 6th. So once again, we talk about those up-downs that they always talk about. The 0-2 in the dirt. Slider goes to the backstop, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. No, we no longer have. We used to have a website years ago when we were doing the Armchair Quarterback Show, but we just didn't really see a reason to keep it up. The 1-2 in the dirt, slider misses, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Stott 0 for 2 on the day. Trey Turner stands on deck, so you'd like to get Stott here before you have to face Turner. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped over towards first. Is that going to stay fair? It will. And Olson steps on the bag, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Raylo's cruising. We're up 5-0. Olson, Ozuna, and Darno coming up.
The fact that there is a term for domestic housewife implies that there
I'm not feral, okay?
The Minnesota Twins have a lot of fans, but it would be their biggest fan that would propel them to World Series victories in 1987 and 1991. Dick Erickson worked at the Metrodome from 1982 until he retired in 1995. In 2003, he admitted that he adjusted the ventilation system during the late inning of close games in an attempt to get baseballs to carry farther when the Twins were up to the plate. And that's not all. He also claimed the fans behind home plate were turned on when the Twins were on offense. So when did one of these incidents occur? Look no further than the 11th inning of Game 6 of the 1991 World Series. Kirby Puckett is up at the plate with the fans blowing out. Next thing you know, we're headed to Game 7. And don't think that other teams weren't suspicious. One manager went as far as to say there was a breeze blowing out when they were on defense and a breeze blowing in when they were on offense. In the 13 years he was employed by the Twins, they only had a losing record at home 3 times. Even crazier, the Twins were 8-0 at home and 0-6 on the road during their 2 World Series appearances in 1987 and 1991. So do you think the Twins were aided by the air conditioning and the fans during their 2 World Series runs? Or do you think the former superintendent was blowing things out of proportion?
It occurred to me that it was 11 years ago today. My buddy Jim came running out, hollering, "It's a boy, it's a boy." Tears running down his face. That's the last time we went to Thailand.
The moments of great personal failure or humiliation in baseball, Merkel's boner, Snodgrass's muff, Branca's pitch to Bobby Thompson. We all lose in our lives. We are fortunate enough not to have to lose in front of national television audiences. But inevitably, within a few years, there's a rehabilitation, and you feel sorry for him. Bill Buckner right now, people in Boston say, good old Bill, he did his best. They would have killed him that day. Well, it's nice that we're forgiving in that fashion.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-0. We'll have another pitching change here. More on that in a second. First pitch on the way to Olson. Is up high, 4-seam fastball, misses. It's 1-0. The big right-hander coming on for the Philadelphia Phillies, Tyler Phillips, 26 years old. 6'5", 225, the 1-0. Right there at the knees. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Gixon fires. Curveball misses outside. 2-1. It appears this is his debut. 2-1. Swing, chop foul. Down the first baseline, 2-2. He is so new. There's no stats on him, period. Looking it up right now, there's nothing. Not a game log, not a career, not even a bio. The 2-2, caught looking, strike 3, Matt Olson. He probably didn't even have video to go off of this guy, 1 away. That pitch did appear to grab the top of the zone. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. Inside, almost gets him. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and rips up top for a strike, 1-1. One count. Swing and a miss. Chase the sweeper off the edge, 1-2. The 1-2 to Ozuna. Swing and a miss. They look lost up there. Strikeout, 2 away. 2 down, and we'll see if Travis d'Arnaud has any luck with the big right-hander. Phillips fires his 10th pitch of the day, and a swing and a miss strike at the sweeper off the edge. d'Arnaud standing like all well off the plate, and his foot landed almost out of the batter's box on a sweeper on the other side of the dish. The 0-1, same thing, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way, strike 3. Man, he took them to school, and d'Arnaud looked absolutely lost. We'll be back in a flash. At least they got video on him now. We'll be back in a flash, leading 5-0.
All right, Carter, you got 25-87.
Not for long. I make bad financial decisions.
I saw a post on Facebook just now that said, go laugh in the places that you've cried. So I'm sitting here in the parking lot of a Shell station, and I'm realizing that life may be chewing me up and me out, but I am built like a piece of corn, and I will persevere.
I'm 36 years old, I've got flabby arm and pelican neck, and all my house plants are dead and no one loves me. But what difference does that make anyway? Because everything in my life sucks!
In 1985, Carlton Fisk, still one of the premier catchers in the game, became a free agent. He strangely received only one offer and eventually re-signed with Chicago. In 1987, Andre Dawson, the Montreal Expos star slugger, tried free agency too. No one wanted him. Jack Morris, the winningest pitcher in baseball during the 80s, filed for free agency that same year. He received no offers and was forced to re-sign with the Tigers.
The owners got together in 1985 and decided to form a conspiracy under which they would break the free agent market by agreeing that no team would ever make an offer to a free agent. It was in violation of their contractual commitment. All 26 owners had signed a contract which said no club shall act in concert with any other club with respect to free agents. And they formed a conspiracy, and it included all 26 owners, general managers, club officials, 3 league presidents, several commissioners. All had to be involved and were involved in violating their contractual commitment. And it worked.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead it 5-0. We go to the 6th inning. Raylo back out there to work. 77 pitches into the day. First pitch on the way. Fastball right there at the knees. Good pitch. 4-seamer to Turner. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, popped back foul. Out of play, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Did that get him to his over-under status? I believe it did. Yes, it did. His 6th strikeout of the day. If you joined us earlier, we were talking about his over-under in Vegas was 5.5 strikeouts, so he just got there. 1 down. Bohm comes to the plate. Fires the first pitch, 4-seam fastball in the dirt. 1-0. Tarek Skubal, by the way, is pitching a gem right now. He has shut out the Reds. They're in the 6th inning. But Detroit's awful offense only leads 1-0. You think we're frustrated on a daily basis with our offense. The 1-0 misses down below the knees, 2-0. Bohm grounded out to second in the first and grounded out to fourth in the third. The 2-0 swung on, chopped foul off the plate, 2-1. Yeah, Trey Turner was the one barking at the umpire. It used to be an automatic ejection, but they didn't toss him. The 2-1 pitch. Lets her rip. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 2-2. I don't know how long it went on because they went to break as he was arguing with him. So I don't know how. It seems like they've given them much more leniency, most umpires, letting batters gripe as long as they don't do it too often. And I don't know Turner to be the type that goes out there and complains quite a bit. Is the 2-2 down and away. Outside wide, 3-2. Must not have been too much because when we came back from break, they didn't re-show it. The 3-2 pitch swung on. That ball's rifled into the corner, and it's going to shoot out into right field. As Duvall was chasing it into the corner, the ball hit the wall and bounced out. And Bohm is standing on second with one out. As cringe as that Dodger celebration is that we saw, I don't know if Philly might be giving it a run for their money. It's got what did they do? Bring in a choreographer for that? There's like 9 different moves every time they get a double. First pitch on the way to Marsh is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves leading 5-0. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on. Swatted foul down the line. 1-1. It's not just that. Umpires in general, they've gotten really soft over the last few years because they used to not allow a catcher to ask for a call down the line. That used to only be up to the umpire. As the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped over to first, backhanded by Olsen. Nifty play. He tosses it to Raylo, who's covering the bag. And it's a 3-1 put out. Marsh is saying something to Olsen. I don't know what he's saying to him. He's definitely out by a mile. I guess Marsh doesn't think that it was fair. But A, the ball hit the line. Well back of the bag. B, Matt Olsen snagged the ball. I thought that's what I saw the first time. He snagged the ball between his legs with his back turned and somehow made that catch. I don't think that was intended. I think that was, all right, hey, look what I found. They're all getting a laugh out of it in the dugout. Back when we were talking about what the umpires used to, as the first pitch on the way to Castellanos is rifled back foul for a strike. It's 0-1. Used to, if a guy swing was in question about whether he went around or not, at first or third base line, the 0-1 swung on, lifted high and deep into center field, going back on the track, making the catch is Kid Kelnick, and that'll end the inning. So they put one all the way to third this time, but do not score. Duvall, Arcia, and White, the bottom of the order, coming to the plate.
It's just a long string of very bad luck. And I don't know what kind of carnage I inflicted in a past life to deserve it. I must have been Dracula or a spin instructor.
They make jokes about you drinking, like I make jokes about Ed. Can I?
That's may I.
May, excuse me.
You were dangling a participle, and I just wondered.
Well, I'll wear a long coat and nobody will notice it.
So you mean to tell me that I'm nobody's TikTok crush? Whatever, I don't care.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Over a period of 3 years, 1985, 6, and 7, and possibly into 1988, they managed to have a airtight conspiracy.
The union took the case to arbitrators, and after thousands of hours of testimony, Major League Baseball was found guilty of collusion. The conspiracy was broken, and the owners had to pay the players $280 million in lost wages.
Braves Country Radio, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Adam Duvall comes to the plate. First pitch on the way. The strike below the knees. The same spot that home plate umpire Mike Estabrook has not been giving Raylo all game long. He just gave it to the rookie. The 0-1 from Phillips. Swung on, swatted back, fouling out of play. It's 0-2. That is beyond annoying. The 0-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. Down below the knees, 1-2. So, yeah, the catcher was, for years. Talking about this probably ended maybe 10 years ago. The catcher knew not to ask. Is the 1-2. Down below the knees, called for a low strike, and now all of a sudden the low strikes are getting him. 1 away. It was always the umpire that would have to ask. The catcher could look back and say something, but if he pointed down to either the first or third base line for years, you would not get an actual call unless the umpire asked for it. And a lot of umpires specifically would not check with the first or third base umpire if you're the one that initiated, because they looked at it as showing you up. That's no longer the case. Now you get a check down the first and third base line about every other damn pitch. The 1-0, swung on, sawed off foul behind the plate, 1-1. So you may see a guy that pointed to first or third, but an MLB home plate umpire would not acknowledge it, and he would tell you at the beginning of the games, ask me, and I'll ask him. But if I saw it, I don't need his help. So a 1-2 count to Arcia, and that's just little things that have changed over the years. Pitch outside wide, 2-2. I don't think it's necessarily a big deal, but I do find it strange seeing it nowadays, because there were umpires that would just, they would dig their heels in the sand and not look down there because you initiated it. The 2-2, sawed off foul, we'll do it again. But this kid, Phillips, who's throwing a good game, don't get me wrong, good couple innings. He's getting a low call, and Raylo wasn't getting them at all. The 2-2, chop foul. See, now that pitch right there was below the zone a bit, but Arcia feels like he has to chase it because of the spot he calls. And all in all, before this, Estabrook had been calling a pretty good game. But this is a rookie getting the nod, and Raylo not. The 2-2. Swing! That ball's blasted high. Not quite deep enough. It's going to die on the warning track. 1 away. 1 down. Braves lead this one 5-0. First pitch on the way to Eli White. That ball is smoked into left field. Is that going to get out? That ball is gone. The Book of Eli will take the grand tour. 77 happy feet. Number 36 in your guide, number 1 in your heart, the Book of Eli, goes boom, bam, over the left field seats, and it's 6-0 your Atlanta Braves. How about a 6-pack for the Book of Eli? First pitch on the way. Kelnick is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. He had to dance out of the way of that one. They were set up on the outer cut, and that ball sailed in and right into who knew it. But Eli actually has a wheelhouse. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped foul down the line, 1-1. That's the good news. The bad news is that'll just buy AA and company 2 weeks of, well, look what he did, and we're not going to make a trade yet. The 1-1, outside wide, ball 2-2-1. The 2-1 count. Braves lead at 6-0 over Philly, the rubber match. And remember, the 2-1, swing and a miss, sinker over the top, 2-2. If Atlanta wins this game, they will have taken 4 of 6 from Philadelphia this year. So the idea that Philly has some kind of lock on the Braves is far from that. The 2-2, chop foul. We'll do it again. We know Philly has won the 2 playoff series, but the idea that they have some kind of looming, hanging over this current Braves team is far from true. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase that changeup. Kelnick went to his knees. That'll end the inning. We head to the 7th. The Braves leading 6-0. We'll see if it's Ray Lowe or maybe we'll get some Grant Holmes. We'll be back in a flash.
Can't wait to hear future generations give their children advice like, son, if something sounds too Gucci to be trill, it's probably cap. Dead ass.
I'm resilient. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I have head trauma. We're good.
Ever thought of getting a partner again? Oh, no, no. No, I tried Linda Lovelace, but she said she had it up to here.
I didn't know that.
She didn't want to be with me.
She just got divorced this week. Did you know that?
Oh, I want to wish her or whoever gets her a lot of luck.
Inside smells like up dog.
Inside smells like up dog?
Yeah.
What's up dog?
Not much.
What's...
Most people have not fully understood what that collusive effort meant. That it was an agreement not to improve your team. It was an agreement that no matter how important these free agents are, superstars available to improve your team, to fill in holes on a team that could otherwise be a pennant contender, it was an agreement you will not, under any circumstances, make an offer to a free agent no matter how good he is. And that is really a conspiracy to fix the pennant race. And I think that in terms of scandalous proportions, that collusive conspiracy really was far worse than what is generally conceded to be the worst scandal, the Black Sox scandal, involving 8 players. This involved all 26 owners and all their officials, and not for one series, but for 3 consecutive and possibly 4 years.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. St. Louis is pounding Washington 6-2. That's not what you want. They're in the top of the 6th. San Francisco leads Cleveland 3-2. They are in the 6th. Houston and Minnesota, Stroh's 2-1 in the 4th. First pitch on the way from Dylan Lee, who will be the pitcher. Fires the first pitch high and inside. It's 1-0. Dylan Lee set to face Clemens, Merrifield, and Stubbs. The 1-0. Lets her go. Right there at the knees. Slider on the inner cut, 1-1. White Sox 3, Marlins 1, top of the 6th. Detroit leads Cincinnati 2-0. The 1-1. Calls that a strike. Might have gotten a piece of it and even foul tipped it into the glove. 1-2. Cubs lead the lowly Angels 2-0. Can they go ahead and fire Washington so we can put him back at third? The 1-2 pitch. Down in the dirt, 2-2. Kansas City, Colorado, scoreless in the second. Later on today, Brewers at the Dodgers, Arizona at San Diego. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. One away here in the top of the seventh. We'll head out to Arizona after this game. Start a 4-game set, and all 4 games are 9:40. Very strange. Usually that last game of a West Coast series is a getaway game in mid-afternoon, like a 3:30 type start. But all 4, what that tells you is the first pitch on the way is a slider at the knees to Merrifield, is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. That's how big of a draw the Braves are in Phoenix, because they want 4 night games against the Braves to get the fans out there. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. Tampa Bay leads Texas 2-1 in the fourth. I don't think I mentioned that game. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard here for July 7th, 2024. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Change up off the edge, 1-2. 1-2 count. Lefty, righty, Merrifield. The pitch. Swung on, chopped foul down to third. We'll do it again. Be very interesting if they end up staying status quo with the rotation and don't go to the farm before the All-Star break, as the 1-2 pitch lifted high into left field. That's going to drop down for a base hit right in front of Eli White for 1-out single, the Philadelphia Phillies. I was surprised they didn't do it in this one. Thought they may carry an extra starter out west. They have not made a decision. You'd think if they do, you would hear about it after today's game, and the starter would get a start in the early part of next week. Tomorrow it's supposed to be Chris Sale. 4-steamer to Stubbs is up top, misses high. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runner at first, 1 out. Stubbs 0 for 2 with the strikeout and a flyout. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that slider. 1-1. Well, 1-1 count. Kicks and fires in the dirt. 2-1. About that time to start turning back time once again. The 2-1 to Stubbs, an 0-2 count. 13 pitches in for Dylan Lee. Runner at first. He looks back the runner. He lifts and fires. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Another slider. He's got that slider working on those left-handers. The Reds have scored a run to get within one of the Tigers. It's 2-1 in the seventh. The 2-2. Set up outside wide. Slider swung on. Slice foul. Back behind home plate. Rojas stands on deck. Stott in the hole. After that, I would think, if they haven't done it before that, they would pull Lee. The 2-2. Swung on. Chopped in front of the mound. Or in front of the plate. Darnode has it, grabs it, jumps on it, fires it to first. And it's a 1-3 put out, 2 away. On the roller, the runner from first heads on down to second, so they do have one in scoring position. On this date in 1900, by defeating the Cubs 11-4, the Boston Beaneaters, now known as your Atlanta Braves, the Boston Beaneaters hurler Kid Nichols takes only 9 seasons to get to 300 victories. Think about that. The 30-year-old righty will amass 361 wins during his 15-year career and remain the youngest player to accomplish that feat. I don't think anyone talks enough about how good that Kid Nichols was. First pitch on the way is a four-seamer at the knees. It's 0-1. It's one of the main reasons why I went with the term Kid Kelnick, because Nichols is one of my favorite all-time players, and I feel like no one ever talks about him. The 0-1, swung on, pops it back foul. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lefty righty. Rojas is 0 for 2. Runner at second. The 0-2 from Dylan Lee. He'll step off the rubber for a second. Four in Arizona, 3 in San Diego, and then the All-Star break. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hits it into shallow right field. That ball's going to get into the glove of Ozzie Albies. He makes a Willie Mays-style catch over the head, over the shoulder to end the inning. Ozzie has done that quite a few times in his career, and I don't think he gets enough recognition for that. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch. Braves lead this one by a 6-pack.
All right, I can't see you. Let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the find me something of Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back over. It's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around and the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I need some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root.
Country baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 6-0. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. On this date in 1909, in a 15-3 blowout of the Browns, the St. Louis Browns, the Chicago White Sox collect 12 stolen bases. The thievery at the Chicago Southside Park includes the theft of home plate 3 times. And we checked, Travis d'Arnaud was not in the lineup that day for the Browns. That was in 1909. You know what I really want to know about? How did someone not get beamed in the head stealing home plate 3 times in a 15-3 loss. 12 stolen bases. I mean, you talk about running up the score. That's running up the score. Also on this date in 1948, on his 42nd birthday, Negro League legend Satchel Paige signs a contract to pitch for the Cleveland Indians. Though viewed at the time as another publicity stunt by team owner Bill Veeck, which he was known for a lot of really interesting character. He's definitely going to be a once upon a pastime one of these days. The crafty right-hander Satchel Paige, who's obviously far past his prime, will finish with a 6-1 record and help the eventual world champions to a pennant and a World Series win. And that was in 1948. So that's your turn back time for July 7th, 2024. They take a little extra long break here on Sundays during the 7th inning stretch. Ozzie Albies will lead us off. First pitch on the way from Phillips, who's back out there again, is right there at the knees. Sweeper for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, lifted high. Into right field. Coming in, making the catch. For a loud out number 1. One away. 1 down. Austin Riley comes to the plate. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Sometimes things have to be explained to people that shouldn't have to be explained. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. The nickname Wiz is out of respect for Ozzie Smith, but I mean, most people understand that. It's kind of beating a dead horse when you have to explain that. The 2-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's rifled down the left field line. That's going to get down for a base hit. That ball's going to rattle up against the wall, and the Riley, the rake, finally is on board, smoking one down the line, and it's a 1-out double here in the 7th. So 1 on, 1 out. Matt Olson comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Olson is a curveball right there at the belt high. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty lefty. Swung on, rifled over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. 2 away. So 2 down. Marcelo Ozuna comes to the plate. Riley standing in scoring position. The first pitch on the way. Down and away. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it foul down the third base line. 1-1. 1-1 count. I didn't see that. Ozzie Smith sold all of his Gold Gloves. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. I do know that he is in this area quite a bit signing autographs. I don't know if he's searching for money. He just might enjoy money. I know someone who hangs out with him pretty regularly, and he's always somewhere signing something. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Marcell Ozuna. Hard to believe we got 6 runs and putting it to the Phillies, and he's 0 for 2. The 0-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Sweeper at the knees. He doesn't like it and saying something to home plate umpire Mike Hesterbrook, but to no avail. Once again, 2 strikes that close of a pitch. You got to swing.
I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. As soon as my direct deposit hit, my taste buds be allergic to everything that's in my refrigerator.
Hey, Braves Country. This is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
So I wanted to tell y'all this because I thought it was comical, so I was wanting to see if somebody else thought it was funny. My child come home and was like, Mom, you want to see all my Valentines? I was like, yeah, cool, bring them to me. So, of course, they were just normal Valentines, but one of them had actual, like, kids writing on it, and it was a decent little amount of writing. So I read it, and I was like, did this little girl leave this note for anybody else, or was it just for you? He was like, no, I was the only one that got that note. It says, Happy Valentine's Day to the person who has seen the best and the worst of me and didn't run away screaming. So mind you, my child is about to turn 10. So these are 4th graders. What does she mean by that? He said, I don't know, Mama. She just sits there and stares at me all day. I was like, well, have you told her to stop? He was like, many of times.
In the 1988 World Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers were the decided underdogs against a resurgent Oakland Athletics. The Dodgers' best hitter, Kirk Gibson, was injured and not expected to play. In the first game, in the bottom of the 9th, with 2 outs and 1 man on, and Oakland leading 4-3, their ace reliever Dennis Eckersley on the mound, Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda called to the clubhouse to see if Gibson could possibly pinch hit.
John says that Ozzie Smith's 2011 St. Louis Cardinal World Series ring sold for $51,000 and his 06 for $42,000. Obviously, he wasn't on the team. Both were gifts from the team. That means he's either really bad with money or he's hooked on something. Gambling, sugar booger, something. Pierce Johnson comes on. We haven't seen him in a hot minute. He'll get some work in. Braves leading this one 6-0. First pitch on the way from PJ is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. He's set to face the top of the order. Stott, Turner, Bohm. The 1-0. Kicks and fires, raising that red glove. Curveball. Snaps the corner, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. 95 miles an hour. Smacking the outside edge, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. Who said the 1-2? Caught, looking, strike 3. Curveball on the outer edge. That was a wide strike. I can't blame Stott for hating it, but it's also a 6-0 eighth inning strike on getaway day in the hot Georgia sun. So keep that in mind. Since when? I got to know what year Brian is watching us from. He says the Jack Daniels going to $25 a handle. That's like a third of the price nowadays. First pitch in the dirt to Trey Turner is 1-0. The 1-0. If you can get a handle of Jack for $25, you can make some money. Whoa, the ball goes inside, hits Trey Turner in the helmet. It was the curveball, so definitely wasn't aiming for him. That was a curveball that didn't curve, is essentially what happened. Just hit him in the top of the helmet, a grazing hit. The only thing that's interesting about this is, hot-headed as the Phillies have been in the past, will they take it upon themselves to hit one of the Braves hitters now? Especially with the game out of reach. The first pitch on the way, swing and a miss curveball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. Pierce Johnson lets her go. Swing. That ball's hit back up the middle. Well, they got back at Pierce Johnson. The ball hit him. It goes off his leg. He flips it to Olsen. 1-3 put out. Runner at first. Turner goes down to second on the play. Bohm ran out of the baseline anyway. You didn't even realistically have to throw it to first, but might as well. They're going to come out there and look at him real quick, but he appears to be okay. Ball hit him, looked like on the back of his leg, maybe his calf, or possibly hamstring. Yeah, right on his top of his hamstring, just below the wallet. They're going to give him a couple warm-up tosses. So 2 down. Runner at second, 2 outs. Brandon Marsh, Captain Caveman, comes to the plate. First pitch on the way is a curveball, top of the zone, first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Red glove, kicks and fires. Curveball, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Turner at second, 2 outs. Braves 4 outs away from taking the series from the Phillies and would leave the season series 4-2. They took 2 of 3 from Philly to open the year. The 0-2. Swung on that ball, swatted into right field. Just foul. Do it again. I was really hoping we were going to see Grant Holmes, but maybe they're holding him off. If they do have an idea of bringing a younger kid up, they may be holding Grant Holmes for one of those outings to have him spell a couple innings, maybe even 3. The 0-2 pitch, down below the knees, 1-2. I hope they don't do what I've seen people asking for on social media, which is throwing him in the starting rotation We need good long men out of the bullpen just as much as we need the rotation. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball, and that'll end the inning. So Phillies put one in scoring position once again, but PJ puts out the fire.
Why does it take longer to say www than it does to say World Wide Web? I object, Your Honor. Sorry, I just want to rephrase my question. Why does it take longer to say the abbreviated www than it does to say the not abbreviated World Wide Web? I object again, Your Honor, and I move to strike. Listen, aren't acronyms supposed to shorten our phrases, not make them 3 times the syllables? What is going on with W? And why is it the only letter in our alphabet with a word in it?
How'd you end up at the kids' table?
We couldn't find the leaf to expand the dining room table.
Is it true you had a cooked turkey delivered?
Look, cooking a turkey is a point of pride for me, but once I realized that I've never been proud of a turkey I've made, I figured it's time for a lineup change.
And how was the turkey?
Dry.
You had multiple uniform changes throughout dinner.
Spilled wine on myself, celebrating a touchdown.
You were watching football during dinner?
I'm sitting at the kids' table.
What'd you do with your extra 6 hours?
I did make my own cranberry sauce, which didn't get touched.
There are some reports about heavy heartburn.
Yeah, I don't think it's very ideal to be eating such a heavy meal sitting in a position where your knees are next to your ears.
I'm in the corner of the Dodger dugout anticipating that I'll be doing a losing interview. I'm standing just in front of the runway, and I can see Ben Hines, the Dodger batting coach, being dispatched by Lasorda into the clubhouse to check on Gibson. Then I can hear Gibson taking practice swings with a ball being placed by a bat boy on the tee and Gibson hitting into a net, and I can hear the grunts of pain coming from Gibson with every swing. Thwack! Thwack! And I'm thinking to myself, gee, if this guy is going to drag himself out here and hit, we've really got the stuff of legend. And Hines comes walking back, and like in a B movie, he passes Lasorda and says he thinks he's got one good swing in him. I'm thinking, who's writing this script?
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to start the bottom of the 8th. Travis d'Arnaud for 3 takes the first pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. Looks like Aaron Bummer is warming up, so we're not out of the woods yet. Let's get a couple more breathing room runs. The 2-0 lifts and fires inside. Ball 3, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Kicks and rips, swing, pops it up. High into right field, well before the warning track. Marsh has it, 1 away. Yeah, I think if they needed him, they could have used him. But once again, if they do plan on sticking with the rotation the way it is, it's kind of a moot point. But if they bring someone up from the farm as the first pitch on the way to Duvall is swung on, he's going to drill one into the gap, and that ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Adam Duvall rounding first, heading to second. He's got a 1-out double. Adam Duvall, with all his struggles, he's going to fall a triple shy of the cycle. Something else I'd like to see them to do during the break, along with making moves, can we get a better celebration for when they get on base? I don't know. The celebration they use now just kind of falls flat. First pitch on the way to Arcia is a sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. I know they probably don't bring back the chop when they were doing in 2021, but something that's just a little more explosive than the one they do right now. The 0-1, down below the knees, 1-1. Orlando Arcia, 1 for 3. He dribbled a single through the infield and scored a run in the second inning. The 1-1 swung on, grounded over to short. It's where he likes to hit the ball. 6-3 put out. Easy out number 2. So 2 down. Eli White, who hit a home run his last time up, comes to the plate. Yeah, I'm with you, guys. As long as it's not the Dodgers celebration. And I'm not a big fan of Philly celebration. That one's got too many moves in it. It's kind of weird. First pitch on the way to Eli is a sweeper at the knees. It's 0-1. I didn't love the one from last year with the too short thing that they were doing, but it wasn't terrible. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul down the line. It's 0-2. The 1 in 21 is always going to be the best one because it literally looked like the tomahawk chop. I don't know why they don't lean more into something that looks like that. So an 0-2 count. Down and away. They say he went around. That might be Eric Backus saying, dude, I got a flight and it's hot out here. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. We head to the 9th, leading by 6.
Some people need to learn how to go camping out in the mountains and not the left lane.
What are you doing there? I'm eating. I can see that. You're doing it wrong. What are you talking about? You almost finished your peas there. And you ain't even started that other, what do you call it? Zucchini? Yeah, whatever. Well, I was going to eat the zucchini after I finished the peas. Then when are you going to get to the turkey? After the zucchini. That's dumb. You're supposed to eat a little of the peas, then a little bit of the cuisine. Zucchini. Whatever. And you take a little of the turkey there. So you get a good mixture there. That's what you call a balanced meal.
The feeling not just of exhilaration, but of utter surprise that engulfed that dugout when he made contact. The looks players exchanged, and then the spontaneous outpouring of emotion and this release of tension as he made his way around the bases was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in baseball.
And look who's coming up. 4-3 A's, 2 out, 9th inning. You talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. You know, complaining about the fact that with the left knee bothering him, he can't push off. Well, now he can't push off and he can't land. So the Dodgers trying to catch lightning right now.
And he's staying on an outside corner. He's not going to give him a ball to pull. With Davis, he just missed, but here's 2 quick strikes, both fastballs that kind of tail away the outside part. Hasse is not even flirted with the inside part of that plate.
Sachs waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
It was Gibson's only at-bat in the series, but the inspired Dodgers went on to beat the stunned A's in 5 games.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead it 6-0. About to take the series if we can just get 3 more outs, leading by 6. And then Aaron Bummer hits the mound. So don't go anywhere. Aaron Bummer, he can come to the mound to face Castellanos, Clemens, and Merrifield. First pitch on the way, swatted foul and out of play. It's 0-1. If anybody can grab defeat in the jaws of victory, it's this guy, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 93 up top. 0-2. Hasn't been that long ago that he went out there. We had a 6-run lead, and next thing you know, we had eyeglasses in to close it. The 0-2 from Bummer. Kicks and fires, swung on, lifted high into center field. Kelnick coming in, making the running catch, 1 away. Big out number 1 there, keep the ducks off the pond. Houston and Minnesota are tied at 2. They are in the 7th. Sosa will come to the plate. First pitch on the way to Sosa. Pinch hitting for Clemens is right there for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lets her rip. High and out of the zone, 2-0. Braves 6, Philly nothing. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Mets are beating the Pirates 1-0 in the 8th. St. Louis 8-3 over Washington in the 7th. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit hard on the ground in between 5-6 hole. That'll be a 1-out single for the Phillies. Braves, for whatever reason, lefty-righty matchup, were not playing him to pull, playing him straight away. That'll bring Merrifield to the plate. Merrifield takes the first pitch, sinker on the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Double play would end the game here. The 0-1. Sweeper smacks the side of the zone. It's 0-2. Next 5 nights will be on at 9:40 first pitch. Pregame show coming on a half hour before. The 0-2. Swung on, pops it up. In the infield, Ozzie drifts back, makes the catch. 2 away. 2 down. Ozzie Albies 0 for 3 today. Had a big game last night, but he made a spectacular running catch over the shoulder, Willie Mays style, heading towards right field earlier. He's done that several times in his career, and I don't think he gets enough play for it. First pitch on the way from Bummer to Pache is swung on, banged down the right field line, bobbled by Duvall. He'll get it back into the infield, but you got runners at second and third and 1 away. 2 away, excuse me. So Christian Pache, light hitting outfielder, comes in. The first pitch he sees, he slaps it into the corner. Good job by Duvall to stay with that ball, because he almost when that ball bobbled out of his glove, it almost went into the corner. If it did, it would at least score 1. 6-0 your score, so no time to fret yet, but the number 9 hitter's at the plate in Rojas, and then the top of the order. First pitch on the way. Sweeper drifts inside. It's 1-0. It's to the point where I don't even know if I would. The 1-0. Kicks and rips. Inside. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves 6, Phillies nothing. But once again, the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. I just don't think I would put Bummer in to close any game. I don't care what the score is. You want to put him in a blowout one way or the other, put him in the 6th, 7th inning, whatever, but 7th or 8th or whatever. But the 2-1 pitch swung on. Baltimore chopper over the mound. Bummer's got it, fires it to first, and he just gets the runner in time to end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Bummer tried to make it as interesting as possible. The Braves hold on to win it 6-0. 6-0. I think your player of the game, we could go a couple of different routes here, But I think with the player of the game, considering he has the game-winning RBI, he almost hit for the cycle, and had a couple of decent defensive plays as well. Give me Adam Duvall for the game ball. Atlanta will win this one 6-0. They take the season series. We go back to that magical 10 games over 500. So we'll see if we can keep it up, because it seems like every time we get to that spot, we take a couple of steps back. Tomorrow, unless they change it, it'll be Chris Sale Day. 9:40 first pitch by pitch, play-by-play right here for your Atlanta Braves. A 4-game set in Arizona, a 3-game set in San Diego. Then we go to the All-Star break. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. If anybody still wants those cups or the Braves country trucker hats, let us know. Shoot the email to us. We got it pinned at the top of the chat. Of course, make sure that you end up giving us your address as well. Braves win it 6-0. A big series win. They have taken 4 of the first 6 in the season series against Philly. Have a great one, Braves country.